It's the king of the nerds as we know it. I feel not so fine. So it's the first episode of King of the Nerds tonight. It's just basically like any uh, glitzed up reality show where they all live in one house. The house being the one that was used in Flava Flav shows. Yeah, boy. So I guess they use that for a lot of shows. So the intro, it shows great nerds through history. And what's one of the great nerds through history? The Bazanga guy, Bazangi Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, which was on right before King of the Nerds. Also in the intro, it says, "With the rise of technology, there's rise of the nerd," which is true if you wanted to get into it. Technology is everywhere these days. People know stuff about technology now. In the olden days, if you knew how to use technology, oh man, you were a fucking nerd, right? So that's why everyone thinks they're a fucking nerd nowadays, because they can use their iPhones and have it be, the iCloud with their Macs and all that good stuff. Also because fantasy is popular again. You know why fantasy is popular again? It goes with the technology thing. Every time there's a huge advancement in technology, everyone becomes enthralled with fantasy and the mystical. You saw it. Everyone was having their little seances and talking to dead people and thinking about ghosts. Anyway, I digress. So they're doing like these little character intro things where they say a little something about themselves before the show actually starts. And Ivan says, or, "Hey world, I'm a nerd and that is awesome. I am awesome." Of course, seeing Ivan kind of made me gag a little in my mouth. There's something about that man that makes me want to puke up in my mouth. Not every man can do that to a girl. He's special. The host, these guys, you might know them. They say the competitors are the nerdiest in the world. These competitors, the ones that I talked about in my last video, the nerdiest in the world. More so than all these guys. So the prize is $100,000 for living in a mansion for 8 weeks. $100,000. The hosts talk about a nerd war. There's going to be 2 teams of 5, except, there's 11 competitors, there's 1 extra. So, randomly chosen was Genevieve, cinematography major person. She's team captain. And then there's Ivan, Mr. Barf in my mouth. He's also a team captain. And they were given 2 hours to mingle together and to pick who they want on their team. When they do pick their team, they dump paint on each other. Well, Hendrik says it's cornstarch, water, and food coloring. And the colors are blue and orange. Genevieve's team is blue. Ivan's team is orange. And all I could think was, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Most of these people are wearing glasses. They're getting paint all over their glasses, and don't even talk about fucking Mugega's hair. Poor Mugega. I felt so bad for her. But before I tell you the teams, let's talk about some of the product placement we've seen. There was a Radio Shack. Radio Shack. Remember Radio Shack? You don't? Well, it's just a chain of stores, and they used to be quite popular in the 90s for selling all the gizmos and gadgets and phones, and they were quite popular back in the day. And the Connect. Oh, and at some point before they choose, in the 2 hours before they choose, Droopy Joshua thinks that anyone who has a zombie apocalypse plan is a smart and well thought out person. Because, that's probable. Of course, smart people think a zombie invasion is really going to happen, and it's just not something you think about, for fun. Like 500 establishment shots later, they pick the teams. Team Genevieve, blue, is Celeste, Hendrik, John, and Virgil. And Team Orange is, Ivan, Mugega, Droopy, Joshua, and Brandon. Now, while they were picking, they were all talking. They were doing these cutaway shots where they're just like talking to the camera. And Danielle, she was kind of really pissed that she wasn't being picked right away. She was really mad that Celeste was picked first. Celeste was picked first because she's a professional gamer, and they figure, oh, we need a professional gamer on our team. Danielle ranks herself a 10 out of 10 nerd, or 11 out of 10. And she did say that she feels threatened by Celeste, since Celeste is a pro gamer. And, Danielle plays WoW. I heard that she's not very good at it. Danielle also says that she is like a genius. Another person that was picked about not being chosen was Virgil. He was very salty about that. Virgil is quite up his own butt. I'm surprised he's not able to see the view from his own mouth, how far up into himself he is. The last two to be picked were Danielle and Alana. So Alana says, girls are nerds too, bitches. I don't know why she said that. Celeste, who is also a girl, I believe, was chosen first. She also mentions maybe she wasn't being chosen because she has an associate's degree. Alana was last. Danielle was chosen over Alana. So poor Alana, right? She was the last one chosen. She's obviously going, right? Yay, our pick. We picked Alana was going. Alana, she was going, right? Only she's not. Alana is not going. Alana is not out. She is safe from banishment for that day. She also got to choose who made the better team. She thought that Team Orange was a more well-rounded and better team. So Team Orange is safe. What does that mean? But Alana, even though, okay, she said Team Orange was the better team, but that doesn't matter because Alana is then put on Team Blue. Celeste was not happy at all about that. No one wants Alana. So it's the next day, and they show some of them showering, and I was like, what? They're showering? Huh? That's not right. They're actually cleaning themselves. Yeah, this sure is nerdy. Because that's a stereotype, that nerds don't really care about their physical appearance, so they're not going to be straight ironing their hair in front of the mirror, and etc., etc. See, that's a joke. Troop outside again, and Danielle is wearing her famous knee-high Converse. You can see Danielle wear these quite a lot online because they're probably like the only cool shoes she has. You can see them in her modeling video, her modeling portfolio video, where you can watch her awkwardly pose around in front of various walls and on various things and make a whole of 2 facial expressions. It is then revealed on Team Blue there's going to be a nerd off, and Team Blue has to choose one person from their team to be in the nerd off, and then Team Orange has to choose one person from Team Blue to be in the nerd off, to compete against each other. Hendrik wants to do it, so Team Blue chooses Hendrik, and then Team Orange chooses John because they thought he was their strongest player, and it is revealed that they will be playing chess against each other. Hendrik is a novice chess player. John played in middle school or something like that, but they each get to choose an advisor, and they get 3 hours to do so and to prepare for the competition. Alana goes around saying that, she's the only one on their team that knows how to play chess, and that she wanted to be picked to be an advisor, that she was on our high school chess team, or it was in high school chess club. It's probably important to know the difference between the two, but I didn't catch it because I was probably too busy pouring cement in my ears. Genevieve says to the camera or whatever that she doesn't think John is very smart, and that, it shouldn't be too hard for Hendrik because John smokes, and anyone who smokes is obviously stupid. Hendrik reveals that he has a photographic memory, and he preps for the competition by playing chess with Alana. John preps for the competition by playing with the computer, and he chose his advisor to be Virgil, even though Virgil doesn't seem to know how about playing chess, so he's just a figurehead. So they all go outside again, and there's a huge chessboard set up with styrofoam pieces, and they are moved by like these cosplayer people. There's one like really buff guy kind of dressed up like the 300 characters, and then there's this girl with huge fake tits and a very skimpy outfit, and then she has a pink wig on, and Droopy Eyed Joshua says to Danielle that that girl wears better than her, which I thought was funny. The girl is the one moving the pieces around, and to make sure to get an ass shot or a titty shot every time they show that. because it's pretty much the only sex appeal of this episode of this show, because you sure as heck not going to find it from any of these contestants. The male, he kills the captured pieces by smacking them with a sword, a styrofoam, breaks easily, and then there's red confetti. I would just like to note that Ivan, the one that makes me kind of barf up in my mouth, he's wearing one of those hats that, dorks like to wear. It's kind of like an Indiana Jones hat, only it's black. And I'm pretty sure it's felt. So it's almost like a cowboy hat, but not quite. And it has a band on it, and on the band is a skull of some sort. It's I almost want to say it's a squirrel skull, but it's a little too big for that. So some other small animal, bigger than a squirrel, with feathers on it. How edgy. The camera shots at all don't really let you follow the game. John wins. To tell you how this makes me feel, I just want to go, fuck you, Alana. I fucking know what kind of girl you are. You're just fluffing yourself up because you feel so bad about being picked last. You're trying to prove yourself to everyone else, and you're over saying how great you were at chess, and you completely fucked Hendrik over, and Hendrik was totally my husband of this show, and I'm really kind of mad at you, Alana, because I know you're going to be playing the victim next episode. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Yeah, everyone's going to be mad about losing Hendrik, because Hendrik was, like, one of the smartest people on the show. And next episode is going to be totally about, them being mad at Lana, and Lana, everyone just, everyone's blaming me, because Lana said that she didn't do badly, that she wasn't a bad advisor. So Hendrik leaves, and then he's talking about how they don't know if the universe is finite and infinite. If it's infinite, then there's, other versions of people and reality going on, and there's bound to be one where everyone in the world gets to be king of the nerds. And the hosts are going, oh, he was a good nerd, and then they press the button, and oh, there's the computer graphics of a laser beam shooting him. The next episode will be about cosplaying, and the guest person will be George Takei. Oh my, George Takei. So, who do I think will be going off? Well, I was kind of right with Alana, because everyone assumed that she would be going if she was chosen last. With how much Virgil was shown in this episode, I think it's either going to be Virgil or Alana, though I think they might keep Alana around a little bit more to, be the picked on one. So I would say Alana or Virgil. I'm just going to put Alana and Virgil. I don't think both of them are going. Maybe they are. Maybe they're going to they're going to get rid of 2 people. It might make sense. They're going to have to at some point to fit it into 8 weeks. Alana or Virgil, next episode. Expect a lot of Alana crying or blubbering or playing the victim, and that was King of the Nerds, episode 1. Oh boy, I can't wait for the next episode.